Well, there I am. It'd help if I was on screen ready to go when the producer cues it up. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Steam. I'm Ramon Scott on NFL Sunday, ready to roll here. Rise and shine. I'm watching Formula One this morning. Is anybody interested in betting a little Formula One? Amazing situation. When Max isn't the favorite, that's when the big news is. Max is usually the big news, and he's even bigger news when he's not going to win. Is anybody watching Formula One right now? They've got the two favorites running 1-2 in Sainz and Russell. Max way back, of course. Well, way sixth, but he's not supposed to win here. He doesn't like this track. Good morning, everyone. Let me say hello, everyone rolling in to join me. I've already previewed all the NFL games this week on Tony's channel. What are we going to do? What are we going to do can you guys keep me entertained? What can we talk about for the next hour or 90 minutes? What can we talk about? Let's hear it from you guys as we get rolling with the show today. We could talk Colorado football all show long, but it was the Colorado State Rams that covered the spread, right? Or why aren't they the bigger news today? And maybe we saw exactly what we were supposed to get from that situation. A well-coached Colorado, well, let's not go that far. I mean, anytime you have an undisciplined unit like that they let right? All of a sudden, the team that had the most composure won the game, it seemed like, to a certain extent, right? And we hope that Hunter can come back and continue his awesome play, but it sounds like he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. That's a bummer. Really unfortunate to take a great player out like that, and you'll be known for the rest of your life as a guy who took out Hunter in the big game. It's too bad. I mean, I don't know, maybe you could go on to, have a successful career and everyone will still talk about you in the office about that. Hello to Ron, having a big day yesterday. How about the college football? We can go into some of those games. I mean, I think the Colorado was the most entertaining. You guys can give me your reaction. Maybe I can respond in that way. But thrilling game. Who gave up on the Buffaloes? But again, they didn't cover the spread. They were never close to covering the spread. And Mountain West comes through with the cover. NFL Day, it's going to be great. Like I said, I'll try to come up with some NFL programming here. I've got a 7-pack of premium plays loaded up. I've given out a pre-pick in every game this week here on the show. Does anybody want to hear more NFL talk at this point? I'm just ready to get to the games. Hey, join me today at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. I'll be watching NFL games and waiting for those opening lines for the big college football card next week. When the lines come out at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, within 20 minutes, I think we've got the first moves. Reading off the Circa line. We're going to read off the Circa line. That's what we did last week. And then we got the immediate move out of the Circa line. And so be ready if you can bet into it or just have your own line ready. So that was, I just think that's what we're going to see now here from Colorado. I don't know if it was necessarily, a reality check game. They didn't cover the spread. They're still 2-1 against the spread with some wild swing, right? They didn't cover the spread by much at all, obviously, but they got the win. And now that overrated factor could come into their next games. I mean, especially when they're going up against the tougher opposition. It does feel like that was the turning point maybe for Colorado. I like this team and I lost with them. But, Colorado State, they didn't play very well at all. And there were thrilling plays in the game, exciting plays. And, there's still much must-watch TV. Okay, I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com real quick, and we're going to talk baseball for sure. And thank you, Blake, talking about the Vols. I'll get into the Vols as well. I know probably disappointed in me being on the Gators in the game, but you're right. It's a it's a place where it doesn't work out very well for them, right? No matter when they're down there. So, all right, I've got a 7 pack up at Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at who did well last night. Probably had huge volume, and I wish I could have done something like this. I would have taken 16 and 11. I didn't make the leaderboard. Sean Dinwiddie 4-1. Tony T 4-1. He's pretty much one of the hottest, if not the hottest handicapper on any of these sites that kind of look like Tony'sPicks.com, if you know what I mean. If you go through the handicapper leaderboards on some of the sites, I'm sure that Tony's numbers over the last 30 days are going to match up with any of them. Daniel Velocichuk 2-1, Nick Lagaretos 4-3. Here he is for the last week. Tony 16-7. I'm a dismal 26-17. Taking me, 3 times as many games, and I'm still down. Tony up 8 3/4 units over the last 7 days, and I'm up there near 7 units, doing pretty well. Felt a little bit worse than it was. I did go 2-0-1 with that UFC card last night. How about a draw in the main event last night? I did have 2 nice little short favorites that came through yesterday, but also the draw in the main event with Grasso retaining her belt against Shevchenko. So I guess I'll have to do it again. It was certainly pretty entertaining. Well, Daniel 9-4, up 4.5 units. Sean Dinwiddie up 4.5 units as well. And there's Mindy. She's up a couple of units over the last 7 days as well. Mindy had some nice premium winners yesterday on the college football card. She had Wisconsin. Okay, she had over in LSU and Mississippi State. How about Jaden Daniels? I'm a big fan of his, and to see him come through. Look, he's already had some, nice performances, brilliant performances, clutch plays. Even remember that big touchdown last season. But to see him break out and his receiver as well with a near record-setting performance for LSU. But to me, I'm not putting Daniels. Well, maybe I can put him in the Heisman hype a little bit. But LSU will have to win a lot of games and have a lot of success with him. But to see him put the numbers up that he did, that was really exciting for Daniels. I'm a fan of his for sure. It's taken a long time to get to this point, and hopefully he's not done. But I think it felt like a pinnacle to a certain extent, at least statistically, with the effectiveness, the men among boys type of feeling out there. Mindy had Northwestern and Duke to go over, and why wouldn't have? I said it was going to go over last week as well, and Mindy rolled with that one. Battle of the books, Northwestern and Duke went over. She also had over in South Alabama and Oklahoma State. She had the over in Oklahoma and Tulsa. Oklahoma rolling Tulsa in that one. Tulane and Southern Miss, she had the under in that one. She also had over in BYU and Arkansas. I'm always going to shout out Mindy's winners here on the show. And we teamed up yesterday. I think we had mixed results. Felt like some things didn't quite go our way on the card yesterday, especially on some of the baseball. Well, we had some nice winners yesterday on the Saturday baseball card here on the show, and I'm going to come at you with a lot of free winners today. I think you're going to be getting my best plays, and hopefully they're good, but we'll be getting my best plays here on the show this morning. Yesterday, we had that double winner, of course, with Cincinnati and the under yesterday in that big game. And we also gave out the over in Atlanta and Miami yesterday. How about some of these results as we continue to move on with the playoff picture and what's going on? We did have Arizona. We did go under, but some decent plays yesterday on the show. Dodgers, of course, roll as well. We're going to look at Major League Baseball. Just over here at Tony'sPicks.com, our premium picks, absolutely our best picks today. Click on the premium picks tab. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. I have 7 plays up in the morning, every game pretty much. You have 1 play, and there's 8 games. I got 7 plays. I went 10-2 last Sunday. I'm not going to stop firing right now. The tough thing about NFL football, you guys, you know this. It is the easiest. Everybody says the hardest sport to predict. I agree with that, but it's also the easiest, right? The problem with NFL is, I mean, it does vary. You know, you're going to get results one way or the other, right? But it's going to land very close to the number on a high percentage of the time in professional football. Unfortunately, you just got to be on the right side of that key number, and that's going to dictate it the whole time. That's what makes it so uh, inconsistent for bettors, right? So line movement is key in the NFL. Yeah, Blake, you know my card is going to be totals heavy today. But I think it is 4-3. I can say that here. I got 4 totals and 3 sides in my premium package in the NFL, and Mindy and I, of course, had our picks. Hey, don't forget, go back and take a look on the show. This week, Mindy and I had our picks, and we had some consensus picks out there, and we had those on the show. So I think there were only 3, though, actually. So I already had my premiums already zeroed in. I mean, NFL, you want to get it right, and I'm not going to give Mindy any leans to make us go in. But we have 3 plays up also with the morning steam, so check out that package as well. But hey, I'm here on the show, and I'm promoting my pack of games in the early window, and you can check out the handicapper leaderboards, or I'll just do it right now. This is turning out to be like an infomercial, almost like Harvey Korman in Americathon here. But also, just check out the handicapper leaderboards, please. And NFL, hey, a small sample size, blah, blah, blah. Just take a look at over the last week here. Let me see if I can get it right. 9-3 right there. So that includes Thursday night. I did lose the game, and then there was a Thursday night game before that you will not see there. But this is over the last 7 days. I'll call it 9-3. It was 10-2 last week. It's 0-1 this week. 10-3 overall. Just week of 7 days. We know we've been in the season 10 days so far, 10 or 11 days. So please check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com, and don't check out all my cohorts as well and their strong NFL record. You see it there. This is pretty much over the first part of the week. So shout out Collins Brown. He's actually 8-2. If you don't get me, get Collins. If not, Joseph Schultz is undefeated, and so is the GM. And appreciate everything he does for me. So get his picks today. 4-0-1. Probably's going to come out with a heavy card, and he was 67%. Hollywood Sam and Sean Dinwiddie, the king of totals. I guess that would make me well, I was going to say emperor of totals, but maybe just a knight of totals, or a Daniel 3-1. Mindy's up there too on the leaderboard. So Nick Bartini and his results, and Tony T. I mean, if he went 3-2 last week and a streak he's on right now, I know what Tony's plays are. So. And I know I've been surfing around this morning looking at. So one thing I won't do, I mean, I probably won't have any picks for you, but I'll tell you this. I've been looking at all the handicappers, the ones that I like, right? I don't know if you guys are into it like I am. I look at I look at the other picks. There was some conversation in the Discord about other handicappers and their picks. I love knowing, especially who my favorites are on. Right, so I've got samples of in some games as many as 20 handicappers that and you know what the criteria was? Do I respect you? like I should talk, right? But just if if I see a lot, you do the work, I love your handicaps or the picks I see, so something like that. Let me say hello to a few more people. It feels like we're just having a conversation here because I really don't have much NFL. Well, I do have NFL content. We're going to go into it. It's just going to be on screen. We've already previewed all the games, or I have anyway. And I want to know what your picks are, because you guys didn't have a lot of picks when we previewed the NFL. Oh, we already went through some of these. All right. Thanks so much, you guys. Man, did I miss? I want to talk more college too, but it's just results. We'll talk about them next week with Mindy. All right. Bengals here. How about the Bengals here today? -3, says Rick. And I think for me in that one, the Ravens are just absolutely, it feels like Jackson coming. Flowers was great. He picked up the slack. And maybe the Ravens come in here limping. They've got a couple of guys on defense out today a little bit. But, man, maybe Jackson can trade with Joey B. The Bengals are, not exactly great in this role, right, as a favorite. And the Ravens, they're kind of pretty good in it when they get the road dog division, it feels like. Division outdoors really goes under, and Mr. Trendy Under, but I don't know, maybe Joey Burrow gets healthy a little bit against the Ravens defense that's slacking a little bit, and then maybe Lamar keeps pace a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think? A consensus. Hello to Ron, always bringing the heat from the KBO and Major League Baseball and more. Ron loves it all. All right. So, if you want, just cover a little NFL with you right now, and you guys maybe can ring in with your chat. I don't really have even panels for this game. I've previewed every game, so maybe we can run down some injury reports as well, and those consensus reports too that I'm talking about. So, anyways, we know Austin Eckler is out in the game against the Chargers, and has it really been that big of a move right now? I mean, Bosa's questionable as well, and that's a big, big absence if he were to miss the game. We do know that the Titans have some guys out too as well, including my guy Kyle Phillips, but that was from a while ago. But really would have liked to see him make an impact. Thank you, Ron, for your play today. Let's talk about it. With the Bears going here up against the Bucks. That's a strong move right there, especially considering these Bears, right? They need those points, Ron, for sure. I know what you're saying. Maybe they'll go in there and win this game. I hope they can perform up to their abilities. Looks like the moves on the Bucks here, certainly. And is it a public side, you think? With the Bears, because man, they're just struggling so bad. And with Field, look, I love Fields, and he does get things done. It almost feels like he doesn't get the complimentary cast that he needs. Almost, we know that a quarterback of his type of caliber needs, a certain level of talent around him. He can't do it all. If he just had a little bit of support in those receiving core, if they were just a little bit better and deeper. So, but Tampa's nothing special. We know that all they've got. I'm glad that the Buccaneers have been able to rally around Baker here a little bit, and I'll give them credit for that. I mean, look, they didn't have a leader. At least Baker could come in and try to be a leader a little bit. I mean, he certainly has the gumption and guile to do it, right? He's if given the opportunity, he's going to try to take charge. So, Thomas, maybe against you there. Look, if they could get a win like this would be, I want to say, a near historic win. I mean, Fields so far, he's not been able to win games. 5-21 as a starter stands out to me. Baker, he's no good either, but he's 33-39 in his career, and the Buccaneers are trying to patch things together after Tom left them hanging a little bit. So, Bears just 9-26 straight up, 12-21 against the spread last 2+ seasons. So, and kind of pedestrian in the passing game, but the Bucs just aren't doing enough. I mean, Mayfield can make some plays and he can make some big mistakes. We know that. And they weren't any better. They were just the Bears averaged 4.6 yards per passing attempt last week, and the Buccaneers averaged 4.8 yards per passing attempt. I already gave out the under on the show. I feel like that that's the way it would go here a little bit. Under in 3 of the last 4 games. Took a survey here of handicappers, and it's relatively close. I got basically about I'd call it a 4-3 ratio. Cappers are on the Bears here as opposed to the Bucs. 12-9. That's what I counted. So, that was interesting. A couple of stood out where handicappers are overwhelming. Handicappers across the internet, let's just call them that. Bills 12-2, got 12-2 on the Bills. The Bengals were the hottest one, man. I saw 24-7. I got cappers on the Bengals at 24-7. Cappers I follow, read, respect, seeing their, in the mostly premiums or whatever you want to call them, whatever their top level plays are. A little bit, and that's not even counting reading through. I love to read the newsletters too, and those are great sources of content too. All right, any other games up there in the chat? Because NFL, talk about these games a little bit. Packers and the Falcons with Falcons also another pedestrian offense coming into the game with Ritter, right? They're not doing much offensively right now. Feels like they're kind of scared to even let this guy try anything. But let's see. The 3 for 3 in the red zone, huh? That's pretty good, but 2 for 10 on third down. And Smith, pretty good against a number in some of these roles. I gave out the Packers on the show because I kind of think that they're still doing things right. I still think they'll be the Packers. This is still Love going on the road here, but Ritter's inexperienced. And Packers were also good in the red zone last week with Love. They were 3 for 3. So both these teams put themselves in pretty good position last week. All right. Colts and Texans has to be a pretty ugly one, right? With a couple of rookie quarterbacks going in that one. Colts couldn't even run the ball last week, and Richardson was able to make plays. He's actually it's funny because going through all the there were not many handicappers willing to take a stand here on this game, let me tell you. And I just kind of felt the same way a little bit. Thank you, Londo, for your selections today. Appreciate that. Anybody else want to put up some plays in the NFL? Like I said, I've previewed them all. They're here on and Tony's also previewed all of his games. He's got a long form video with all the games back to back to back to back, and also every individual game. You can check those out. Still plenty of time before the games. So Max continuing to fall Formula One action. Any other sports? We'll talk baseball. Also, 2 in the WNBA tonight. We'll talk about it. Ty Clinton, hello. So Colts and Texans, anyway. Which rookie quarter? Like I said, I gave all the rookie quarterbacks. I grade pretty easy on rookie quarterbacks. Okay, I mean, if you're expecting something else, I think everything was expected out of each one last week. All right. If you got to go out there and play a rookie quarterback and take every effort they had, they were just okay. I mean, saying just fine. It's tough. Hey, look, the Colts would have scored a touchdown, right, with Richardson if he would have entered that game, been able to stay in the game there instead of having to bring in the stash. Even though I did say live on the show, and I'll be on live today on the morning games, I said, you know what? I guess if you had to have a quarterback out there, I could take Gardner Minshew at the 3-yard line or whatever it was, but you don't really. You'd rather have Richardson. This guy is going to be, I will say, over as far as everyone's expectations. That seems so low. I think he'll exceed those those have been so critical of him. It's too bad the Colts are kind of not going to be the best situation for him, I would think, and it'll just fizzle out. His career will probably fizzle out without him ever really getting a chance with a good club. Want to give the Colts more credit, but right now it doesn't seem like they're in any position, unless this guy's just a total winner. Certainly has a talent ability. You just got to gain experience. You got to go through the motions. You got to figure it out. Ty will be at the Texans game today. So, and he's excited about it. Why not? I'm glad we're talking about it here. Look, if Richardson goes in, So Ty, probably if you're a Texans fan, I want to be fair, to Stroud as well. I mean, this is a rookie quarterback. I already gave out the Texans on the show, and really, kind of looking at, hey, I got two rookie quarterbacks. Maybe D'Amico Ryans. To me, it looks like the Texans might be just a little bit more stable as a franchise than the Colts. So give me two rookie quarterbacks going like this. It's a roll of the dice, right? I mean, if anybody wants to come in here and say, hey, the Colts are my side today, that's great. If Richardson is healthy and he goes out there and plays like he did last week, that might be enough. He made a mistake last week. We saw it early. I mean, it was frustrating, but it is with a rookie quarter. Stroud made, did he make more mistakes? I don't know. But because they didn't get into the end zone after all. So what can you really expect from this one? The total's like 39 and dropping. And I feel like it's going to be hard to get in the end zone today. Hey, Londo. We can talk about the night game real quick. Thank you. And Blake saying, has Tua ever lost to these guys? This is what I need from you today if you want to talk football for a few more minutes. Having previewed all the games, right? So I've been with Tua. I've been with Tua. I like the accuracy, right? I don't think that the passes were so terrible early. I think it was just the growing pains a little bit. I think the numbers prove that. Londo says you can't trust him. You're right. He might not trust him here in this spot. I went with the Patriots on the show this week, and basically because I think we've seen this kind of show before. Mac, I said on the show, I said, you want Mac all the way through the game until you need 80 yards in a minute 5, and then you don't need Mac anymore. You need somebody else. And you can even take Mac in a comeback. Mac will actually get you back in the game when there's plenty of clock left, but Mac can't get you in the game. So you're getting points at home here, divisional matchup with a team like the Patriots. And, actually they're not a good home dog, which is kind of funny, but I think that was kind of more of the Brady specter of Patriots, right? I think here where the Dolphins have covered just 9 of their last 11 trips, it seems like a home-dominated side kind of game. Getting a field goal here feels really comfortable. It's 2.5, but who's going to take 2.5? You're going to pay a little juice. You're going to take 3. You're going to take 3.5. Just get it. You got to figure it's going to be a close game here. And you figure like with Tua's ups and downs and against the Patriots defense, they'll have it schemed. It's going to be tough to get a lot of offense going, I would think, for the Dolphins, like we saw against the Chargers. Completely different situation. Yeah, it's not November, but who cares? Patriots might even be a better situation to a certain extent. They didn't get the money last week, but they deserve to, I guess. They didn't deserve anything the way it started out with that 16-0 deficit, and it looked like it was going to be overwhelming. And then all of a sudden, you know what? Oh, Patriots, maybe they didn't look so bad after all. But again, this team is just a 500 team without Tom. But the Dolphins are not, they've been great on the road, no doubt about it. But I don't know about here right now to cover a number. And again, I'd probably trust it more as a field goal game. 2 is great, man. 22-13 as a starter. You kidding me? And Dolphins do pretty well again in the division on the road, but road favorite not as well. But that maybe was before Tua. But I'm not going to trust them, I don't think, here to get a number on the road. Close game, and probably some type of, even if the Patriots, can end up in a backdoor, maybe they're in an onside kick situation. Find a way to win, or maybe just to get the money, Rick. That's all I'm interested. Ty, talking about the total here, and I think I don't know if I made it totally clear. I will say this: my little survey of the cappers, was running at about a 2-to-1 ratio. 2-to-1 ratio, 6-3 to the under here. But Mindy did give out the over in the show this week. And with what Tua did last week, you could see why. But in the divisional prime time Sunday night for me, um, let's see what is it now? It's 46 and a half. Oh boy, that sounds pretty high. We already talked about a lot of the trends that I was interested in with these prime time uh, prime time unders. I mean, they're pretty much gold. So anytime you get kind of a higher scoring game, higher scoring total in a division, that's kind of what I kind of feel, right? So when you got short road favorites of 3 points or less, this is actually league wide right now. Before this week, heading into this week, short road favorites, 3 points or less. And this one, of course, is the Dolphins by 2.5. The last 47 games have gone 37-10 to the under. 79%. 4 out of every 5 games when the road favorite comes in and is a 3-point favorite or less. The last 47 games this has happened, and this is recent. This isn't one of the, this dates back to 2010. This is like within the last road favorite 3 points or less happens a couple once, twice, 3 times a week. So this is like the last 2 or 3 years, kind of since we've seen this surge of unders, where we've already talked about it, that the totals are down. The actual point production of the league is down 6.8 points over the last 2 seasons, heading into week 1 of this season, and we already saw it go 13-3 to the under last week. So I'm not here to give out my premium plays. And do we got to fix this? Do we got to fix this somehow? Are we going to have some revolt, some rebellion against low scores in the NFL? I mean, come on, can't we make the bases bigger? Can't we? No blitzes, no blitzes. How about no blitzes? Yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, let's talk about it. It's got a great name to talk about games. I think those are games we never should talk to. Hopefully, those are his picks. So I was just saying, let's talk about it. Colts under on the Lions game. He says here, last year was what 38-35, one of the highest scoring games of the season. Or was it 48-4? I've seen it felt like it was. You got Goff, he's definitely looking good, right? I mean, yeah, maybe there's a little something to it, right? When you don't play, the defense is better. The Lions are going to win the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. We get it. Actually, the Cappers today were a 19-11 on Seattle here, and I was on Seattle. But you have Goff, and St. Brown is turning into exactly who we wanted him to be. The Lions offense, man, they really got it going in. They're going to be Seattle defense. So they're fine at home when they play with the 12th man. Man, amazing how they cheat with that 12th man on the field at home every time. 48 to right, Ron. Just to let you know, I don't go off a script. 48-45, of course, right? So crazy, one of the craziest games of the season. Seattle wins the game, and just goes, here's the thing. Goff looks good, right? He looks good. There's no doubt. Now, is he one of the best in the league? No, he's probably like Stafford kind of revisited. Looks like maybe the Lions did get the better. Okay, Rams won the Super Bowl. Lions were going to win the Super Bowl with Stafford, but Goff's got another couple of years under his belt. He's a smart guy. He's got some guys around him. Now it's the Lions' turn to try to get it to the bowl and make some noise, right? I'm not putting them up there like everybody else is right now, and I know we got our Lions fans here, and I want to root for these Lions. So, but the offense is looking pretty darn good. You got a Seattle team that really can be, somewhat poor on defense. Hope they can kind of clean it up here. They need to, for sure. And for the Seahawks, still pretty much on Geno, right? I can't trust Geno probably to lead me to the Super Bowl. But man, if I want to get a bunch of yards in a game, I'm probably with Geno. The statistics show that Geno goes out there and has some pretty productive games and and so, and kind of does it under the radar a little bit. He's got good coaching around him. So I respect the under there, but look at the total. And hey, there's no doubt the steam came in on the under. I mean, this thing opened 50.5, didn't it? It's down to 47. So are they, Ron? Is that a thing? They're not hiding their faces. I know that. But you wear the ski mask and pull it over your face. Like, is anybody old enough to remember when the Saints fans would show up with bags over their heads and the eyes cut out, and they called them the Eights, and everyone said Eights on there? I know you guys remember that. I know they're not doing that in Detroit right now. So I think it's going to be a fun game. Maybe, I guess, it sounds like I'm against you guys there a little bit on that total, but I kind of see maybe a repeat of last year. But what was that game today and I said, oh, it'll be like just like last year. It was not even close. All right, did we cover them all? How about the Raiders and the Bills? Raiders going up to Buffalo. How can Buffalo now? I know it's all the way down to 7.5 in some places. I even see 1.8.5 heavily juiced, but I think this is 8, 7.5. And yeah, the move's been on the Raiders. The cappers are all over the Bills, like I said already, but how can we trust the Bills with all those problems to cover basically a touchdown here against the Raiders team that I don't know? They got Jimmy. So far, I thought everything's been fine with Jimmy. This might be the solution. Good for Derek Carr. I'm glad. I hope that the talent around him in New Orleans, especially Olave, I hope they can get it going with him. He deserves some good talent, but maybe Jimmy's able to make these guys a little bit better a little bit, and they're getting a touchdown here. So we'll see. I figure the total, what is it, 47 now? Oh, nice job there. Let's talk about it. Jim Pritchett, nice job yesterday. So, anyways, Raiders coming in here getting a touchdown. I mean, it doesn't feel like anybody in this league anymore, except the 49ers. Right? Who's covering any points in this league anymore? It just feels like a back and forth mishmash of mistakes, and I mean that's why all the games are going under, right? Is it because of killer defense? What are we going to do to fix the game, you guys? What are we going to do to get more scores in the game? There's got to be a solution. Nobody wants low-scoring games. The NFL is going to have to come up with something. They need a commissioner that knows how to change a slight rule. What is it that what has changed over the last 2 years? And if we protected the quarterbacks as much as we can. Anyways, Josh Allen making all those mistakes. What we're going to see here today, right, is conservative Josh Allen. I should have thought of that before I gave out the over. At least it's down to 47. Or maybe will we see Allen have one of his better games against the Raiders at home? They are pretty big favorites, obviously, right? So they should. Gosh, are they really going to come out here and score 4 touchdowns today, possibly? With this unit the way they're going. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of regret. The total did go as high as 49.5. I like Jimmy G. I think the Raiders might be on the right path with this situation. I still think they'll mess it up eventually because they're the Raiders. I think they can cover the pig with some lipstick like they do in Las Vegas. And I'm rooting for them a little bit. I'm not leaving my Chargers. I'm here in Vegas. I like local coverage and things like that. I really like their shows. So, I'm thinking the Raiders go in there, compete against the Bills today, getting a touchdown. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. And I did go with the over, but and I hear everyone I don't know, some of this, maybe I'll call it the square shows out there, the ones with the big time shows, not the ones that I like on YouTube, but seems like they're all the big name talking heads, the networks of action and the stats and information from Vegas and the Line of Sports show. I'm talking about the big, the ones that are like semi-network quality. They're all the talking heads are favorites today. It feels like to me, and come on, home dogs, NFL. I mean, it's almost a blind bet. I mean, you do want to get it right more often than the public, certainly, to stay one step ahead. And that's the way I felt about last week's card. So don't forget about my 7-pack today. Right? I mean, there's a reason why I'm the luckiest handicapper on the internet. I'm always falling on the right side. You guys got any more? I got more football, but we got to cover some baseball with you guys. And I've covered all the games, and I want to talk a few more Chiefs and Jaguars here with Mahomes going in right as a road favorite here. That's not a great spot for the Chiefs. There's no doubt about it. And if the Jaguars did kind of say, who is like our rival right now in this, it's the Chiefs. That was an incredible game, an incredible performance last season. The Jaguar, and now here it is. They're getting a little points. They're getting a little hook. Come on, the Jaguars, everyone agrees. They've made a lot of progress. Jaguars going to jag now and then, probably. But the Chiefs, they're getting some players. They're getting players back, no doubt about it. They're in, but they're on the road. The season is long. Nobody thinks the Chiefs are going to be 0-2. That's one thing. But you got to cover a number here. Could come down to the wire. And feels like hopefully it will. Well, come on, this is Chiefs and Jaguars. I mean, this is like, I don't know, this is like playoff preview quality, right? I mean, what other game has the entry? Ravens and Bills? Sure, it's a division game. Chiefs, though, road favorites in conference games, not necessarily in division where they've kind of had a little bit of success. So this one looks like to me, maybe Chargers, Titans. No, I don't know. Titans aren't doing it. This is the marquee matchup, isn't it? Of the morning, of the early games. Chiefs and Jaguars need Kansas City to come in and, win a game here, but the Jags, so feels good. Like this is going to be a hot one today. Mindy and I did give out the under, and I feel like, the Jaguars they did a nice job in that playoff, right? So pretty high number here. Sure, we've got Lawrence. We've got Mahomes. We've also got a total of 50, 51 now. I mean, this is about as high as it gets. These are good football teams, right? They're good. They're very good. The Chiefs are great, but we know the Chiefs. If anything, the liabilities are on defense. Kind of hard to sell it here, but again, Chiefs road favorite. Do I got to go into it again a little bit? Here you have. This is a little bit different with a 3.5-point road favorite. They go over a little bit more of the time, but Jaguars have a probably playoff caliber defense with a star player, so. That's probably the way I gave out the under on the show with Mindy. I'm sticking by it. Cappers I saw running about 3-1 over. So, all right. I think we've at least said something on every morning game. Chargers and Titans, we discussed it, right? Okay. A little bit of afternoon action, Giants and Cardinals. I'm not going to talk about this one too much, but I'm showing handicappers 25-3 ratio on the Giants here at this point. Nobody wants any part of the Cardinals, even if they came through somehow with a nice effort against Washington when everybody wanted Washington. And, it was very, very difficult game. We know Washington now. Let's not get too thrilled about them because they just had a trouble with Arizona on their home field. But now Arizona's at home, and Giants saw it coming off that embarrassing game last time. Here you have a road favorite. Again, this game isn't going to be pretty. Scoring feels like it's going to be at a premium. Total down to 39.5. I see a 40 out there. Wow. So that's what Mindy and I gave out on the show. It's a premium consensus. The other ones were out. Ravens was one of them as well. Again, just can't get away from that poor record of the Bengals against the spread in that role. So, Giants and Cardinals, we'll not spend too much time on that one, but we will certainly cover it. Okay, 49ers and Rams. 49ers dominate this series. The stadium's going to be full of 49er fans. Handicappers are kind of even right now. I'm showing 7-6 on the Niners, showing heavy on the under here with handicappers heavy on the under in this one. And I don't know, is it going to be an under? That's probably Niners go in and dominate here again. If the Rams are broken, we'll definitely see it, I would think, in this one. Hope not, but large road favorites don't happen as often as frequently, but they are large road favorites of 7 points or more are currently going under in 12 of the last 18 times it's happened. Now, that might be too short of a sample size for you, but it fits in with all these other sample sizes of road favorites. So, especially same division road favorites, which we have here, which have gone under in 25 of the last 34 times it's happened. And that's just over the last couple seasons. Just last couple, since the trend of all the unders has started happening. 73% right now. Last 34 games, road division favorites. So maybe we can see what's going to happen there. I kind of think that, Purdy can but the defense is just too good right now, man. The defense. Niners, so good right now, right? I mean, we can put them ahead of the Eagles, certainly, right now. The Eagles got to prove a little bit more, even though they've gotten it done, right? They've just got to prove a little bit more at this point. Niners, they all have their slip-ups. They got to stay healthy. We know all that. Can't win them all. Jets and Cowboys. Hey, any chance the Cowboys, a recent statement heading into the game this week, we're kind of bummed out. We don't get to face Aaron Rodgers. We were hoping to face Aaron Rodgers, our old buddy, and the Jets in this game, and now we're not. Now we're favored big. Cowboys, you'd think, should roll. The Jets have got to be just sure they were able to come up with a good effort, an incredible job to win that game at home. So Adrian says, how confident am I in my 7-pack? Probably, I would say 62.5% confident level on that one. That's probably what it is on everyone. That's a percentage that I kind of aim for. They say 56.5%, or 52.38 will get you home on an absolute coin flip, and a paid tout should probably have to go 56.5% on average to cover, anyone betting, because you got to figure adding the cost of the picks to the total. Believe me, I know exactly. I can't hide being a tout. I'm all about that tout line. So I shoot for above that. I shoot for 62.5. So far, NFL, I went 10-2 last week. I went 0-1 on Thursday night. Lost the total. Why did I get cute? Trying to take a prime time under. Maybe I was just playing the percentages like usual when it was obvious I was going to have some higher scoring. How about Sainz wins, stops Max winning streak of Formula One victories. Max does not win. He was not expected to win in Singapore. He was an underdog this week. And Sainz, a favorite, wins. The favorites always win, you guys. Just take the favorite in Formula One. Have a good time. All right, Cowboys defense is amazing. They will shut down Zach Wilson and the Jets for sure, you would think. The totals dropped 7 points off the news of Rodgers' absence. The look-ahead line was 45.5. Mindy talked about it clearly on the show the other day. Look-ahead line was 45.5. We'd love to have 45.5. I think what she meant was she would love to have 45.5 with Aaron Rodgers in there. I think that's the way I also would feel in that game. But that wasn't happening, and now we're dealing with 38. Mindy said, still go under. You'd have to think maybe this is, but man, it feels like the Cowboys. They always seem to disappoint in this role, right? But they're going up against the Jets, and if the Jets fall back, That had to be incredibly emotional. This sport is just crazy. I think you guys know that, right? So coming off that crazy emotion of the win that nobody expected. How about the bar, right? The bar where they all had to like pay their tabs. And then the announcer comes out, well, this promotion is going to be going on all this season. They do know the promotion involves Aaron Rodgers starting the game, right? And Aaron Rodgers says, you know what? I might be back for the playoffs. Now, it seems crazy. Whatever he was drinking, he might have been on the Oaxaca. But maybe Oaxaca is going to get him back to health. Maybe we all should be drinking Oaxaca before we handicap. And it sounds implausible that he could come back, but nonetheless, it sounds like his heart is in it to stay with this team. It's a 2-year contract. He's going to come back next year, and they'll just be stuck with Zach Wilson right now, and I don't think there's anything they're going to do about it. Hello to Eatin' Wheaties. Thank you. We could pour it on our Wheaties. We could have Oaxaca in our Wheaties. Now, the key is, do you pour the Oaxaca onto the Wheaties or do you dump the Wheaties in the Oaxaca? I hope I'm saying it right. I think Minnie taught me how to say it. So, anyways, for the Jets, I don't know. I probably would even like to grab points with Wilson here. Figure the Cowboys have some sort of weird letdown in this game. I'm showing handicappers actually were on the Jets here in this one by an 11-9 ratio. And they were pretty much all on the under here. But it feels like the Cowboys, if they can, with Jets are known for their defense too, right? That was the whole key to this thing with Aaron Rodgers was, not only some talented offensive players, but a good defense as well. So that's why the total's low here. Cowboy, Dak isn't going out just yet, it seems like. But I don't know. It feels like the Cowboys get off to a flying start or something, and the Jets are left holding because of the Wilson interception. Ew, Waska. Oh, Waska. Am I saying it blank or am I doing it wrong? Ayahuasca. All right. I don't think I'd enjoy that actually, but hey, if it can, fix some problems in my life, I might do it. Anyways, now they're getting a bushel full of points, more than a touchdown, though. It just feels like these NFL games, no matter what, you got a ton of professionals on the other side. Did go up to as high, saw as high as 9.5, and now we are back down to 8.5 here. And they said the right thing. We're happy for Wilson to get this opportunity. It really sucks for the Jets. And this is a spot, right, where if anything, this is where a guy would come up and say, you know what, I took my lumps. I am a quarterback. Played a whole year, in New York where it was just brutal. And now here I have to come and try to you don't have to save the day if you're Zach Wilson. You just got to be capable and take advantage of that defense. So, I don't know. I gave out the Cowboys on the show like I thought it was going to be a blowout. And guess I'll just stick by it. But maybe the Cowboys are just pretty good. They, 44-0, right? This is the weird test with the whole Cowboy thing because we don't know what to make of the result last week. All right, Commanders and Broncos here, two troubled franchise. I'll call them troubled franchises because the Broncos, they kind of got to figure it out a little bit here. I mean, you hire a big-name coach who, really hadn't done much, but he won a Super Bowl with some good talent and then comes out and says, look at me. I'm the greatest coach in the world. Let's try an onside kick. Is this high school ball? You kick a damn touchback. That's what the rules are there for. You're going to get guys concussioned and stuff. And the Commanders, Sam was fun, but Mindy gave out the Commanders on the show, and I think we're going to see some. I think we're going to see some goofy plays. I don't think that I'm on the over because these defenses are some overwhelming defense too, because the offenses don't look that great. But feels like this is like the mistake bowl. There are going to be a lot of mistakes out there, going to lead to some field positions and some things like that. It seems like handicappers are on the under here, but they're totally on the Broncos. 17-5 ratio. I show cappers on the Broncos, and the Broncos are popular in those contests, I would think. But still only a field goal or so favorite here. Call it 4 now at some books, so I don't know. Man, I wouldn't want to lay 4 with the Broncos. Maybe Mindy had it right. Maybe I should have been with her. I kind of wanted to take the Broncos and try to maybe bend it down. I didn't know it was going to go. Some analyst I am. I didn't know it was going to go near 4 in this game. Didn't they see how well the Commanders played last week? I didn't know it was that good. It was a good game. They, were able to, playing the Cardinals, right? I mean, that was the whole problem with the game. So, all right, it was 20-16 in the end. Didn't allow a touchdown. We know that, but the offense was going nowhere, and Denver lost at home on a missed extra point. Basically, only 33 points scored in that game. So I don't know. I feel like this one will kind of get over somehow. Any comments here in this one? So Peyton's a pretty bad home favorite. I went over on the show, but under 6 and 11 to the under, 11 unders in 17 games last 2 years. Broncos at home, while Washington in their last 14 games has gone under in 11 of them. So I kind of buy into all that. I kind of, especially looking at what they did. I just feel like mistakes are going to come. Maybe I'm just trying to turn it the other way now, because that's the way I tried to sell it on the show. All right, you guys, Dolphins and Patriots. I think we covered that one as well. Let's talk about some baseball and have a show here. Thank you for talking NFL football with me. This is the way it's going to be, because we're going to preview those games with Mindy. We got premium picks up there, and I've got that 7-pack. I appreciate it if you do get it, and I hope it wins. And if not, you get credits back to your Tony's account if you spend the 30 with me. Hey, you're supporting me. You get 7 picks with it, right? Here I am on the show trying to schlep my picks so that, hopefully they'll win. I wouldn't need to come on here, but I enjoy it so much. I enjoy the attention. I enjoy talking a little football, talking it out a little bit, even if I'm by myself. I'd bring on somebody if I had somebody, but I'm not shouting out Mindy like that. All right, let's go into some baseball. We have graphics. I was talking about a bunch of games, except the ugly ones. And I'm starting with this one, with the Braves and the Marlins. We're in some crucial times here with the playoffs, especially for the Marlins, right? Given the results yesterday. Let me look first my baseball notes. Can't have the football in front of me anymore. All right, Marlins under the most pressure right now. Well, San Francisco, but man, the Giants are starting to slip up there in that doubleheader against the Rockies yesterday, and now the Marlins are just a half a game back, but they've got to pass 2 teams basically to get there, Arizona and Cincinnati, and the Cubs are just a half a game ahead of that. There you go. Sorry about that. Morton has a 1.85. I think I might be out of order here. Sorry about that. We're going to start with this one. Morton. I know there were some games before that. We'll actually look at those games. So sorry for the screw up back at headquarters. Morton has a 1.85 ERA in his last 6 starts and a 4-1 record. Luzardo, 3.13 ERA. Didn't look too great last time. Marlins have lost 5 of his last 7 starts. Yesterday, Marlins crushed. We gave out the over on the show. But here, I'm coming back on the Braves today. I think we've got a good enough price. Let me even see here. These prices are – I was entering these in like last night while I was watching the Colorado. Knew I was going to bed. Tired. But man, had to watch the Colorado. Couldn't, had to stay up for the Colorado finish. And they're in the top 20 after all. Okay, currently down to $1.30. I'm interested in the Braves here, $1.30. Total 8.5, under 20 now. Looks like the move has come in on the under. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's a move on the Marlins here. But Morton has pitched well. It looks like he could easily be a part of the Braves pitching plans right now. We're trying to figure out what they're going to do. But Morton, these numbers are very, very solid, as it does seem to be when he gets kind of towards the postseason a little bit. So the Marlins need it now. They need Luzardo more than ever before. And we'll see. Marlins have gone over in 5 straight at home, but Morton has gone under in 11 of his last 13 starts. Braves are going over of late, however. 10 of their last 14 to the over. I'm going to be on the Braves here. Okay, still a little bit out of, but we're starting this, the top of the order right here, I think, as far as chronological order. Rays and Orioles. And in this one, I'm showing the Orioles right now. They're down to $1.20 or so. And the total is 9 over. Wow. 9 over 15 on some widely reported steam. Bummer. I was liking this over. I didn't know if I was going to play any premiums. I like the NFL card. I might just, my premiums might contain just NFL today. I don't want to water it down with some, although this is a huge game. We know that. As far as the American League East Division race is concerned currently. Yesterday, of course, the Orioles shut out the Rays 8-0. And they currently are basically, they both have 92 wins. It's a 1-game lead, but 2 games ahead in the loss column for the Orioles currently. With that big win yesterday. So they have Dean Kramer here. We know he's been a profitable pitcher. And, man, I'm going to go over. I'm going over. I've got this one going over. I like what the Orioles did yesterday. I'm not sure that they'll be able to shut down the Rays today. I understand this is an important enough game, and these starters are okay. Littell's been okay so far. 3.66 in his last 3 starts. Tampa Bay's 5-7 with Littell. But Kramer, 2.57 in his last 4 starts. Orioles, 14-2 in his last 16 starts. That's nice. Orioles have lost 4 of 5 right now. I'm going over. I trust this move. I already liked over in the game. Kramer's gone over in 3 straight. The Orioles have gone over in 17 of their last 27, and Tampa Bay has gone over in 6 of their last 9. I'm going over in the Rays versus the Orioles today in that big game. Thank you, Eaton. Red Sox and Blue Jays with Pivetta here going on the road against Hyun-Jin Ryu. And I'm showing the Blue Jays are about $1.40 here, 8.5, under 20. Might be close. You might find $1.35. You might find 8.5 under 15, but I'm just going to leave it at that right now. Pivetta hasn't looked good so far. A few last couple starts here, and yesterday just a 4-3 game. Called for a pitcher's duel yesterday in that game. Sale, I think he performed. I think the game went, other than picking Boston to win that game on the show, I mean, I think we had the game pinned down right on as far as a good pitcher's duel and an important game for Toronto and Boston. Just, they're trying as hard as they can. They're done. We know that. They've lost 14 of their last 19 games. I'm going over again. I'm going over this time. I went under yesterday. I'm going over here, 8.5. Ryu's gone over in 6 of his last 8. Toronto has gone 13-7-2 to the over in their last 22. And the Red Sox, I say they've gone over in 21 of their last 29 games, and they've been going back to under of late after that massive run. But today I'm going over with the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Pivetta, 6.28 ERA in his last 3 starts. Ron's, is it the Nerfy on this game, Mr. Ron? Where Pivetta has allowed a first inning run in 3 of his 13 starts. You know, there's been Toronto, and for Ryu, he's allowed a first inning run in 3 of his last 8 starts. And we know Ryu came back as well. So here's Blake with Toronto money line in this one. All right. Thanks for your plays today. Maybe I caught you off guard with the show. I just try to bring you as much info, and we've covered the NFL, and there's some inactives today. You know where to catch those. I mean, you don't need me when you can just put notifications on Schefter for that. I think. I mean, I don't know how you guys do it. If you don't, I finally gave in and paid. I'm paying Elon Musk $8. I give him all this great content. I give him even free winners, and then I got to give this billionaire $8 a month so I could watch a free tool that should be, public domain, quite frankly. Because I'm a reporter. I'm a handicapper first and foremost. But I'm glad the 50 of you that are left put up with me. We've lost half our viewership without me. I'm not supposed to say that. They told me back at headquarters, don't say that. All right, you guys. Let's go with we nailed this game yesterday, Reds and the Mets. And we're going to nail it again today, I hope, with Williamson and Quintana. Here we gave out the Reds. We gave out the under. Gave out 2 plays on the show, won them both. And like I said, you're getting my best here today. I'm not sure. Yeah, I maybe do see a premium or 2, but I love the NFL card, and I'm going to go heavy on the NFL. Probably going to have 2 packages, including a package in the early games that I'm going to enter in here now that I've kind of used that discussion with you guys to help me. I think I know where I was going in the afternoon games. You probably got a gist of it too. Reds and the Mets here with Williamson and Quintana. Quintana's been sharp. I mean, he is not his fault as far as what's been going on with the Mets. Williamson has an ERA over 5. I'm going over here at 8.5 because it's 9. It's like a full half a run since I typed this in last night. It's 9 over 15. Oh, well. Proceed with caution, guys. These are free plays on a base. When you're sitting there at the sports book with your, hundreds in plays in football and rolling with dimes, they're showing those baseball games. You got, come on. So put a little bit on it if you love baseball and you want to see these important games. Over is my play here in this one. Don't want to water down your day with some baseball. We should treat them all the same, but we don't. Over here, Williamson and Quintana. These guys are, what can I say? They're trending under for sure, but I've got to think that there'll be more runs than we saw yesterday. I feel like I have the series zeroed in on, and that's the way I'm going. I mean, look, the bookmakers aren't moving the total higher because a bunch of squares are walking up to the window and betting the over here, are they? Are they all just like putting in their NFL plays at the window and then letting says, and by the way, give me a couple hundred on the over in that Reds Mets game. No, I think this is sophisticated money that moves a line like this, or some information maybe that moves that I'm not privy to or have not caught wind of yet. I was already on the over. See a move to the over. I'm on the show with you. It's a free play. I'm giving out the over though. It's my top play in the game. Just note that it's 9. Oh, man, I was hoping to come in and talk about the Rangers and the Guardians, but I don't know if I can. Oh, we can. Okay. It's Bradford, you guys. A little bit of a change there. I might have to handicap the game on the air with Cody Bradford going. But I think we can do something about it. I mean, sounds like a bit of a bullpen situation. We know Bradford can work a little bit. But let's see if there's been anything here on this game since Bradford has kind of been announced. Any kind of line movement. Oh, yeah, sure. Just kind of coming in, too. So, um, okay. Well, let's see. With that game 2-1 yesterday, I whiffed on that game. But, man, let me look at this. I think I have I want to look at Bradford, you guys, because all of a sudden, now that I know what the plans are of the Rangers, I think we're moving into playing on the Rangers here after all. I mean, yeah, they lost the game 2-1 yesterday to Bybee. Uh, you know, good game. Williams here, though, 6.06 ERA last 4 starts. Texas having won 6 of their last 8. What is it? Oh, let me put the line on the screen at least. That would help. Cleveland's $1.25 and the total is 8. Cleveland $1.25 and the total 8. All right. Does that do anything for you guys? Does that move the needle? Well, I'm on Texas here. I'm on Texas. I'm on Texas at plus 105. Yeah, they're playing better. They have the sense of urgency now. Obviously, having kind of taken a little bit, they're a half a game ahead of Toronto. They're in there. All they got to do is stay ahead of Seattle, right, and Toronto. But it's still tight. We know that. Texas have lost the last 2 games. I'm going to take them to win this one today against Cleveland. I'm taking Texas here. Eden Mindy's on with the weekdays. She's Monday through Friday. She's like a business person. Comes in, puts her briefcase down, gets it done Monday through Friday with us. We need it. And, I'm here on the weekends because this is it. This is it for me. This is the last stop, the last bastion. This is the 4th quarter, 9th inning, last picture show right here. Me and you and everybody in the chat. So appreciate the 50 of you following along with me today. And, hopefully we can keep it up. Otherwise, who would come on and talk to nobody? All right, I'm on Texas. Here's the Nationals and the Brewers. I guess I could record it. I mean, Tony, perfect every time with his. Why did I preview this game? Well, we know the Brewers are heading to the postseason. They're minus 265 here, 8 under 20. Can I really come up with a play in this game? This should have been avoided altogether. Oh, I see. Okay, no, I do have some. I like the under in this game, definitely. Okay, I see what's going on now. I was, handicapping this game between the plays of the Colorado game, probably. But let me see what the number is, though, honestly, here before I get too crazy. Yeah, because it has gone under. That doesn't surprise me at all. So put that line up last night and look at already. So I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong or I know it's going. I know usually the way it's going to move is the way that I'm betting, unfortunately, and I'm going under here in this one. If this one got steamed to the over, where's my 8.5? Why is it going back down? I swear I saw that steam come in on the over, and now I'm got the worst of it here for sure. But I've got to go under. Woodruff is on fire. What a great addition! Could this be one of the keys to Milwaukee? Hopefully everything works out with Woodruff because this has been absolutely sensational so far to get a pitcher of already his caliber. What if he would have come in and just was average Woodruff? That would have been great too. But instead we're getting, Warren Spahn here. Basically, I don't know. But sure, I guess Milwaukee will roll. I kind of want to be on Washington, but I'm just going to take the total here. I'm giving you my best today. Not giving like, when Mindy and I, we know we have a premium. We got at least Mindy likes over and I do too, whatever. And we're on it so we can, that's worked for us. And it's great. But I'm on the under here in this one. It feels like to me. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Nothing in the comments from you guys. Brewers have gone under in 5 of their last 7. Nationals have gone under in 5 of their last 7 on the road. Corbin's been a disaster, no doubt about it, but going to need a little bit of a contribution from him here. again, total's moving down. I think only sharp money or the moves are almost more significant, right? On an NFL Sunday, is that fair? Is that fair to say? Line moves, it's all negligible. I'm the one that I feel like I'm the one everybody's making fun of, even though I'm what an ego. There's only 40 of you left here. I feel like I'm the one that everybody's making fun of them when they start talking about line movement guy or something. All right. Astros here, big favorite again. Why are we picking this one? Because the Astros don't seem to care. What's going on in Kansas City? Is there some kind of nightclub scene going on here? Are the vitamins not as strong for the Astros? They haven't seemed to care over the last two nights, and I'm going to take advantage again here. I'm going to give out, probably wouldn't be a premium in this one, but I've got to roll with the Royals here. The Astros have had a rough time here all of a sudden with these couple of games. 10-8 yesterday after losing a pitcher's duel before that. Reagan's didn't look too good in France, but we went under and lost that one. But I thought Kansas City looked like a fun side, and I'm going to go with them again today. Jordan Lyles, can't sell you on him. Certainly, they've only won 5 of his 28 starts, so probably should be minus 360 here if you think about it. Astros have gone 6-5 in their last 11, but Valdez 2-5 in his last 7 road starts. So Lyles 2-2 with a 4 ERA and 6 career starts against Houston, and Valdez has a 5.4 ERA and 2 starts against Kansas City. Maybe some more runs will be scored today in this one, and I'm gonna take the Royals though. Feels like an over, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't want to get too square here today. I kind of want to be messing around on the baseball board when the volume on base, like the volume on like the total amount bet on baseball will like equal one NFL game for me. I don't know about you guys, but baseball's something like I check the results at the end of the day and see how we did. So join me today at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 Pacific on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm going to be watching the games, seeing what's happened. We had some interesting observations last week, and then when those college lines comes out. And then I want to stay the whole way, but I'm just out of gas. At the end of the game, I'm done. Thought I could go all the way last week, but, my action starts on Friday nights heavy with the football. All right, Twins and White Sox here, just because the Twins are kind of in the race, or in the playoffs already, right? We'll go over them. The Twins, $1.50 here with Sonny Gray on the road. Total is 8.5 here. Man, I shouldn't have picked this game because actually don't have too good of a feel here maybe on this one out of all the games. I kind of like these plays here, and that's why I'm giving them to you. But this one I was a little bit torn with because Cease has a 5.94 ERA in his last 3 starts, and Gray's been so solid of late. But Minnesota, they're just kind of feeling comfortable, right? They lost yesterday's game to Tukey. Mindy and I had White Sox on the run line yesterday. Yeah, I gave out the under on the show. That was looked like a pretty bad pick in the end, unnecessarily. But I don't know. Could the White Sox even maybe it's a discount for the Twins, $1.50. But again, their situation is pretty darn comfortable, right? I mean, they take a lot to get them to move up to the next position, and they're not going to fall out of that position. So, and you can even manage that way a little bit. It's probably not going to affect you too much, and that's been tough. So, all right, I guess I got to pull the trigger on something. Can I go over some trends here that might put us on something? Because I kind of wanted to go under, but you have the Twins have gone over in 9 of their last 13 games. Cease has gone over in 7 of his last 9 starts. Gray's gone over in 4 of his last 5 starts. And I don't know, you got Minnesota's a road favorite. They really don't show many trends necessarily one way or the other. But Gray, he's been pretty solid against the White Sox. And, well, Cease. Man. All right. I'll come in on the under in this one, and you can hear in my voice, I guess. Let's they say, oh, you got to back your plays with it. Yeah, I do bet on almost all of them. That one I might just be like, I gave it out on the show. That was my action. So take that for what it's worth. That doesn't mean I won't be on the side. Jack Kush King, hello, great to see you. And Nathan trying to help me out a little bit. Rick, do I sound like the school teacher from Peanuts? Wah, 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 wah. Phillies and the Cardinals here with Walker going up and Hudson in this one. This feels like look, I said, oh man, let's go with Michaelis. Yes, Phillies dominated that game. Should have went with the under for sure with Ranger Suarez on the mound. That was the way to go in that Phillies Cardinals game. That's what I had in pocket anyway. So should have reversed those at least. Give out the best play. Let's do it today. We know Walker is a tremendous profitable pitcher for the Phillies. He hasn't looked too good of late. They've been mashing still for those. So he's got like a 6 ERA in his last 4 starts, but the Phillies have scored 27 runs. It's kind of been like that all year, just not as magnified. He's actually gotten plenty of run support. His numbers are fine. Numbers are good. You're going to trust Walker. You're going to need to have Walker come the postseason. Hudson, you wanted him to be better. You wanted him to make a comeback here and, work back into form. He's got a 7.16 ERA right now. Cardinals still, though, got to respect him playing their best ball of the year right now, despite the loss yesterday. I mean, this is about for consistently over the last couple of weeks. Cardinals really haven't been on many, winning rushes a little bit here. Maybe it's a good price to grab some more Philadelphia here, but I don't know. As bad as Hudson's been, Cardinals have won 6 of his last 9 starts. Cardinals have won 9 of their last 16. That's about as good as it gets for him this season, unfortunately. I'll take the over in this one. Hudson's gone over in 6 of his last 9. Walker's gone under in just 1 of his last 6 games. I think, is the line even right? It might even be 9. No, it's 9 over 15. It's 9 over 15, and Walker's down to about $1.25. So here they come a day later. Maybe they're coming in on the Cardinals here. Actually, I think they actually were kind of steamrolling the Phillies a little bit yesterday, right? My baseball note, the baseball note's a little bit shaky on a college football Sunday. The lines are, I have pretty impeccable penmanship, but not on a, full gambling slate. Saturday. All right. A couple more here. Maybe we could just touch on Major League Baseball. Thanks for sticking with me today. Join me here in a couple of hours, 2.5 hours. I'm going to watch the games and see how we do. See how I do. Sweat that 7-pack with me. Yell and scream and cuss. But you could, don't cuss. I might block you. But in the chat, going too. It's usually just me and Thomas and some Giants here. Is Manaea starting actually a game here? No opener. Going up against Chris Flexen. And, it does seem like target practice, but the steam came in on the under. And look, I think it's even 11.5. No, it's 12 under, minus 115 or so here in this one. Feels like the Sharps are going to be right here. I probably couldn't read off any statistics that say this game will go, other than the fact that the Rockies have been pretty steady to the under this season at home. But gosh, you figure with these pitchers, will it really go under? Manaea, maybe, but you know what? His style may actually, fit the contract. Flexen does not, it seems. He's got a 7.85 ERA in his last 4 starts. He's gone over in 7 of his last 9. Now, he did throw 5 shutout innings against the Giants. And Colorado, we know, for whatever reason, the Giants have been a complete flop here just when they needed it, and they've lost these games, and they're the one that's falling out of that little chase of teams in the National League. They are folding. They are folding quickly. They're 2.5 games out now. It doesn't seem like much, but when you've got to pass basically 3 teams ahead of you, and they're all ahead of you by about 2.5 games. That's just there's 2 weeks on the clock, but that's not good. That's not good. You need to start winning, and you need to start winning now. And Colorado's coming through a little bit. I'm going to go under. I'm going to trust this move here. To me, a little bit of a market read here, because Colorado's gone under in 5 of their last 6. I can say that. No. I mean, in fact, you could cuss. It's just like, unless you're just like totally railing me, and which is fair game. If who was it? If by the 7-pack go 0-7, I'll sit here and take it. But we better not after last week and how good I felt. I do like the card, but we love NFL, man. And you know what? Those swings. Look, a lot of if the game gets away sometimes, and that's when I start to jump in game a little bit and start playing that back and forth. Love that, man. Love that every swing. And I like to go against what's happening, right? When the one team scores, I want the other team. This is NFL. Feels like the other team comes back or, gets another opportunity, makes a stop. And it always lands right there, right? Yeah, okay, we get it. Some games are 44-0 like that last week. But how about those ones where they go, what did Vegas know? How did they know it was going to be right on the – and it's not what Vegas knew. It's what you knew. It's what the public knew. The public knew exactly what the score was going to be, but it was 1 point on one edge or 1 point on the other edge, and that's what we got to get right. And those are the ones that make and break. Look, you could have I had the Giants. I mean, it was a public play. Call it that. Not as strong as a premium, but nonetheless, when you're wrong, you're wrong. Those are the ones you hate, right? Those are the ones but those are the easiest ones to like, whatever. Giants and Rockies, though, here, I'm going under. Mania and Flex and Steam came in on the under, no doubt about it. And I guess, can't. Rockies right here, you guys. I mean, I look, I'm not going to make it a premium necessarily, and I don't know, but if the Giants are, these are the ones that it feels like, I don't know. I don't know if Ben is playing, this is like a Ben Ruhala special. Now, he might not do it with NFL, and I don't even talk to Ben during this. I'm just saying I look at his picks because they're incredible. And here, this is one. This is Rockies all the way as a dog. I'm not saying he's doing it. I'm not saying I'm doing it. You probably could do worse than to put your money, even with Chris Flexen. Really would prefer any other Rockies pitcher in this role other than Chris Flexen. Could I get who was on them? Freeland yesterday. Oh, man, Freeland yesterday and even the opener yesterday, I would take that. But maybe the Rockies today probably, talk about a live dog, right? Probably should give it out. Okay, do we have a line here? And is it Stone? Yeah, it is Garrett Stone going here, and Gilbert. So I'm showing 135, 8.5 under 15. Let me refresh that. But oh wow, the Mariners are favored here. Dodgers won again yesterday. Why not? I mean, they still have goals. Is that still the line? Pretty much. They've clinched their playoff berth now. It'd be hard to catch the Braves. Braves have lost a couple in a row now, and the Dodgers are winning. But Dodgers may be locked in, but it doesn't seem to matter. They just seem to have too much talent. They can roll over and beat teams that are supposedly, playoff contenders in the other league. And the Mariners, it's a bad time to go up against the Dodgers right now. If you're the Mariners, currently a half a game out. It's Texas and Toronto inside the line, if you will. And Seattle is next. It's a 3-team race. And Seattle, unfortunately, has lost 2 straight. Toronto has won 2 straight. So that's where that flip-flop has gone. If it ended today, Tampa Bay, Texas, and Toronto, but Blue Jays only have a game in hand on Seattle. That's why they have a game. They played one more game. So who's got that schedule? Who's going to – baseball's got it right. I know that, it's tough. It's NFL Sunday. Nothing baseball can do. I mean, that, other than go to a 154-game schedule, maybe, hint, 142 maybe. Make those games a little more important. I don't know. Play some – I don't know. Anyways, here Baseball fixed some of the scoring issues. What could they do in the NFL? You guys, all these games are low scoring. Let's come up with the idea. Let's save football. All right. Now that I have, let me see here. I didn't quite have a handicap ready for you on this one because of the pitching and then the line. The line is the real reason why. But all right, man, that's pretty close here. Actually, I'm going to be here on the. Okay, we're going under for sure. I've decided in this one with Stone going. Yeah, he doesn't go too deep. So, but you do have Gilbert. Gilbert certainly has had some success. 10-3 are the Mariners in his last 13 starts. 2.81 ERA with a 3-0 record in his last 5 starts. Mariners, in those struggles, still lost 11 of 17. This might actually be the spot for the Mariners. How can I bet against the Dodgers when I bet on them every day and they make me so much money? The computer over here is saying Mariners. The spot is saying Mariners. Will I put my money on the Dodgers again? I'm giving out the under because I just don't know what I'm going to do about it. And, the Dodgers, hey, I don't give out the Dodgers a lot because they're overpriced. It's basically an input, right? Like, the Dodgers, they make money, if you bet them all year, even though they've been a big favorite. I don't like to give out those plays as premium plays, but I don't mind betting them. That's how square I can be. So, Blake, shame on you. I mean, right? Well, no doubt. I mean, to give the team the ball in a different, position here. But again, they're trying to fix all these It sucks that kicking creates more concussions. I'm sorry that we put the weapons on our head to play the game. If you watch a rugby game, those guys get concussions too, but there's that little bit of hesitation when you're going up against a human contact. I don't know. They're probably all got what is it called? CET. What is it called? CTE in the end. See, I got it too. And but man, isn't it so, guys? When the game, especially at the beginning, when everything, the contact is so. But do you have a big screen that you like? Or you ever? I've watched games on the sidelines a lot, even as a high school level. I know I always talk about that, but man, it makes you wince. It's the weapons on their heads, and that's kind of ruined the game just a little bit, right? Because we're not getting, but they still go full speed. But that's where the damage is being done. And boy, if we could just invent the right type of helmet, right? You ever watch 7-on-7 football? The foam helmet, maybe the foam helmet. Oh, that wouldn't look good. You don't have the cool logos. Who cares? Make a big pad where they can put the logo. Okay, am I just going to? We got to get off the air. Here come the Cubs. We got WNBA to go. Cubs and the Diamondbacks here in this one. Hey, it's got a good one here on Sunday night with Wicks. Hey, if you haven't seen Wicks, we'll get a chance to see him. How will he? It feels like Wicks is going to find his way. I don't know. There's a lot of the Cubs, they complain about not having enough pitching, but maybe this guy finds his way onto the roster here going up against Nelson. Here, I'm talking about Wicks, and I'm probably going to give out the over in the game tonight. Wicks 1.99 ERA in his 4 starts. The Cubs have won them all. He's 3-0. The Cubs have lost 7 of their last 9 games. I'd say not good timing at this point. I mean, they're holding on. They're in the lead of those teams. Philly's in the wild card lead, but the Cubs are the team that is, holding on to that little 5-team race there. I'm almost willing to call it a 4-team race because San Francisco's odds, you got to include them, certainly. They're not out of it by any question. Nelson, though, 10.69 ERA in his last 4 starts, and the Diamondbacks have gone they haven't gone under in any of their last 5 games. Cubs have been going under for sure, but so I'm on Sunday night. We'll see about Wicks. He's on the road here. Diamondbacks have had some offensive issues, but I'm on the over on Sunday night in this one. Over 9. Hopefully it'll be a good game. Going up against that football game. Okay. WNBA, I got all cocky on here thinking I knew what I was talking about. Oh, all these games are going to go under here. Man, the play. And, to a certain extent, I guess it still kind of did in the second half. No, maybe not the second game the other night a little bit, but um, it almost the game was like I thought it was done with like 3 minutes left, and then it took them forever to score a couple of baskets there, right? So um, anyway, in this one, let me make sure I have this line right. I know the score. The score is right in the series. The series is right here, with the Sun favored by 9.5 here over the Lynx, and the total here is 159 currently, and I'm scared because I'm going to go under again. At least I'm doing it on the show here. If Mindy sends me the under, it's going to be a premium consensus. I don't know. She goes with her figures, so it's not like she's going to say, like I do. I am an emotional handicapper. I can watch. I suffer from recency bias. I might need to take a medication for it. But here, I just want to go under again. 158.5. I guess it's 159. Still. So, and Rick, that's a great. I want to say that. I'm sorry, Rick, that we're on the WNBA, but maybe I could just say it and then still leave this video. But right, here's the thing that maybe more penalty. Right, the football is actually a game of blocking and tackling, and not. It should not be a game of launching and missilizing. Right, and that's why I also favor all like that. Like yesterday, I know we were all up in arms about the penalty, and it should have been a penalty for a late hit, and that was not targeting, right? I think in that Colorado game, but the helmet to helmet, but in the offensive player, they should almost have the right to go forward, and you maybe instead of like. I know a hit jars a guy loose, and what are we going to do about that? There's nothing we can do about that, but you're supposed to wrap a guy up. We're supposed to tackle the guy, right? And that's just the way it is now. I mean, half the tackles are made by launching in a guy's legs or at his body with your shoulder, and those things you kind of don't try to teach, right? Especially with heads-up football here. And look, quite injuries happen. Okay, we gotta get on with it. Lynx and Sun. Maybe I'm just trying to bide my time here, so I don't have to give out this under. I'm not sure on the side actually. I have a feeling that the Lynx might actually be. I want to try the Lynx here, but the home favorites have been so dominant in the playoffs so far that makes me. I kind of wanted to try to find a way to take these points today. I don't think I can pull it on a premium. Maybe with Mindy we'll have something, but I'm going under here in this one with the Lynx and the Sun. So, okay. Not much opinion from you guys, it looks like here. So, I guess I was a handicap, too much. How about the Sky and the Aces? And the Aces. Hey, I like the Aces in that last game. I mean, I said let's roll with this big. There's a favorite I could roll with in the last game, the Aces, and kind of feel like that to be the case here again today. With all that, I might give out both plays here. I might give out a side and the total, and then see what Mindy does, and give us a chance here to because I like the Aces here again today to probably crush. I think they'll get another 20-point victory. And roll here over and this one though I think over. I'm trying to change my tune a little bit, just because it's the Aces. Why wouldn't it be 180 points? Look what just happened. I mean, maybe the Sky can come in and play a little bit. What are you gonna do? Play better defense against the Aces right now. That maybe they are kind of in position where. So, and hey, do you guys like the WNBA format? Should the NBA go to something like this where you don't divide them up by conference? You just go 1 through 8 or 1 through 12 or 1 through 16. So no more, when you get more games and no buys in the WNBA, you get single eliminate, no single elimination anymore like they used to have. You have the first round, the best of 3 series, and then the semifinals and finals are the best of 5. So got teams, could wrap it up tonight. All right. Yeah. Did I get that right? So, hey, I'm a foremost expert here. Yeah, higher seed hosts game 1, and then the lower seed hosts the third game if necessary. That's the only unique thing about it, and maybe a little bit disappointing for the gate on the other team. So we're going aces and we're going over tonight. I'm giving you 2 plays because I feel like premiums are going to be NFL only. Hope that's okay, subscribers. I popped a bunch of some winners, some losers in the Discord yesterday. Didn't have as good a feel as I was all fired up about FCS. So thanks a lot, everybody. I think that'll wrap it up. I want to get a little breakfast going on join me back here in 2 hours for NFL. I'll be watching the games, sweating plays, give a little play-by-play. Who needs Gus Johnson when you have me calling the action? So, but really, we're waiting for those lines to come out. Maybe I can put in the Discord the links to the odds. Does anybody care for? Does anybody print out sheets old school like I did with next week's games on it, so you can write down all the lines right away, old school style? I'll put a link in the Discord if you want. Thanks, everybody. Great job, great show. Please go over to Tony'sPicks.com. That's where you'll find the premium picks of our crew today. Look, there's only a hand, probably, I guess, 2 dozen of the sites that kind of do it kind of like we do. That might even be stretching it. So you can compare them out there. They're all legit, keeping the records. I firmly believe the competitors do as well. I trust them all because here's the thing with these sites, y'all have to be accountable to each other, right? Nobody's going to go off and go, boy, it was amazing that Ramon just went on a, 30, maybe I will go 30-0 and I'll have to, but anyways, just want to point out Tony T, 16-7 their last 7 days, 61-46 last 46 days. Get the premium picks today. There's Tony's 3-pack, includes Major League Baseball today, 2 in the NFL, 1. Tony's not going to slight you in MLB, even if I do. Mindy's got a 7-pack in the NFL as well. I wonder if looks like she had the same approach as I did. I'm going heavy. This is the NFL. There's no tomorrow. The time is now. Sean Dinwiddie's got a 3-pack. I won't go 7 every week, but right now I like the feel of what's going on. Went heavy in the first week and scored. I'm going again. Pravi in there, a 3-pack. Joseph Schultz, a 3-pack. Collins Brown's ready, including Sunday Night Football. Hollywood Sam's got a 5-pack. Collins, Tiffany's got a 5-pack. Ben Ruhala as well. These are the handicappers of Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine. If I don't cash that 7-pack, if I don't go at least 4 and 3, I'll be mad. But 4 and 3, you got to go 4 and 3. If it doesn't go 4 and 3, you get that $30 back to your account, and you can use a different hand. You come back and buy picks from it. You buy picks from me. Use me again. Check out the leaderboards, but you can use another handicapper as well, with those credits. You always have a winning experience at Tony'sPicks.com. That's just the way we do it. You spent the money on the plays. If we didn't produce a profit, believe me, we're all bummed. It's part of the game. I love touting. I love this tout life. It's not for everybody. All right. Appreciate you guys catching it. Hey, guess who's back tomorrow? Mindy. Don't forget, though, you can join me in 2.5 hours, 2 hours for the NFL picks and college lines relief show direct from the Circa. It happened like clockwork last week. Also, you can follow at Circa Sports. They also release on a little, kind of looks like our scoreboard right here, the old Vegas style scoreboard. This is accurate, by the way. You guys notice that, right? It's always a live lines out there. But they tweet it out and show those opening lines. And you'd be just amazed, right? And we go back and look at those moves. Maybe I can have some information before, but some of those lines move pretty dramatically. The sharps hit them pretty good, and they don't mind that. But there were a couple games where their line, you know what, Sharp should have maybe kept their money in their pocket too. The move is always going to pretty much be right, but nonetheless, some of the big moves didn't exactly go. And I held the line on a couple of them because I trust my numbers. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for being with me and sticking through. I know we're scrambling here. Okay, good night. End of show.